Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into the Cam Rogers Show on this Friday, July 13th. Friday the 13th, 2018. Do not walk under any ladders. Do not spill any salt. If you see a black cat, run very far. And before we get into the rundown of the program today, gotta say, just watch a video of the 45th President of the United States doing a press conference with Theresa May, calling CNN fake news and refusing to answer a question from CNN, and then saying, let's go to a real network, and then goes to Fox News. It was just pretty crazy. I watched the video right before coming on air here. We are not fake news. This is the place to be. I've got you covered for the next hour here. NBA trade and free agency rumors. A couple trades went down last night. I'll get you guys caught up on those, some Kawhi Leonard rumors, and then I have some potential Kawhi Leonard trade packages to go through as well. LeBron James, what's the latest with him? Got some rumors to break down in regards to the King. And Dez Bryant to the San Francisco 49ers. I'm giving you reasons why and why not, because there's a lot of buzz out there that maybe Dez will get his wish and join the San Francisco 49ers. I'll break it down at the end of the program. As always, we want you guys chiming in with your comments here on YouTube Live as well as Facebook Live. We have some loyal watchers, Uncle Phil in the house. We've got Bray. We've got NBA clickbait as well. All the loyal watchers here on the program. It's the Cam Rogers Show, taking you up until 11 o'clock. Eastern time today. Be sure to subscribe to our channel, youtube.com/chatsportstv. Get it done. We're going to 100K, folks, so help us out. All right, let's go to the latest NBA trade and free agency rumors. One trade that went down last night, Jeremy Lin. Linsanity is on the move. The Brooklyn Nets received a 2020 second-round pick via Portland and the rights to Isaiah Cordier in the deal, and Lin goes on over to the Atlanta Hawks. Also, the Hawks get a 2025, yeah, you heard that right, 2025 second-round pick and the right to swap picks with the Nets in 2023. Now, Lin joins the likes of Trae Young and Dennis Schroeder in the backcourt. If you saw the thumbnail here for the show, it's Dennis Schroeder next to the Cam Rogers Show. And there's a reason for that, because now the narrative is, well, is Dennis Schroeder on his way out for sure? That's the latest buzz at this juncture, according to Adrian Wojnarowski, that Schroeder could be dealt pretty darn soon, especially after this Jeremy Lin deal. Now, this move comes after Mitch Lawrence of SiriusXM NBA Radio reported the Nets were shopping Jeremy Lin, possibly involving Carmelo Anthony. I was planning on talking about Melo and Jeremy Lin in a potential trade that could have went down, although the Nets were planning on buying out Carmelo Anthony anyway. They just wanted the draft picks. But in terms of Lin, career 35% three-point shooter, and he averaged double-digit scoring totals every year except when he played 29 games with the Warriors as a rookie. He has dealt with some injuries the last couple of years. We'll see if he can be healthy with the Atlanta Hawks. That wasn't the only trade that went down involving the Brooklyn Nets. This also happened. The Nets acquired Kenneth Faried. Now, Faried has been at the center of many trade rumors the last couple of weeks. And big reason why is the fact that he's owed $13.8 million next season. The Denver Nuggets were in a very brutal salary cap situation before this deal. So the Nets get Faried, Daryl Arthur, a top 12 protected 2019 first-round pick, and a future second-round pick. Meanwhile, the Nuggets get Isaiah Whitehead. So in a sense, this is a major salary dump for the Denver Nuggets, clearing up some $21 million for that team. In terms of what the Nets are getting out of Faried, he doesn't have a lot of offensive versatility. Most of his points, in fact, a majority of his points, come within 3 feet of the rim. If you look at the stats there. Now, in his 7th season last year out of Morehead State, Faried averaged 5.9 points per game, 4.8 boards, and less than 1 block in a career-low 14.4 minutes per game. So just in terms of return on investment, the Nuggets wouldn't have gotten it if they used Faried at 14.4 points per game and also paying him just a shade under that, $13.8 million. So Faried heads on over to the Nets, and Faried becomes a free agent in 2019 too. So Brooklyn's like, all right, we don't want you around anymore. Just say bye-bye to Faried, and he walks into free agency. So Brooklyn active last night. The Nets dealing away with Jeremy Lin and then bringing in Kenneth Faried, among others, Daryl Arthur, and a couple of draft picks as well. All right, let's get to the next rumor on the list here. How about this? Jimmy Butler to the San Antonio Spurs. So Adam London of Nesson said Jimmy Butler's Instagram activity suggests he wants to go to Greg Popovich in San Antonio. Now, Butler posted a picture on IG shouting out Pau Gasol, who has played with the Spurs for 2 seasons, and the 4-time All-Star liked 2 comments that posed the idea that he would go to San Antonio. Now, Butler is reportedly fed up with teammate Karl Anthony Towns, who, by the way, is looking for an extension, and if he gets an extension, maybe that doesn't sit well with Jimmy Butler. And it makes some people think Butler will opt out of his player contract in 2019 to 2020 and move on from the Timberwolves. Also, Butler has mentioned playing with Kyrie Irving before, who becomes a free agent next offseason. So keep that in mind as a major story where we could see Kyrie Irving and Jimmy Butler teaming up somewhere. May not be San Antonio. Could actually be the New York Knicks. Call me crazy, folks, but let's say for some reason Kyrie Irving wants to do away with the Boston Celtics and the Celtics do not extend Kyrie successfully. Kyrie moves on to the New York Knicks, a team that should have some salary cap space to bring in Kyrie, and then Jimmy Butler somehow comes into the fray. 2 players that are good friends, and we'll see if Butler ends up in San Antonio, could perhaps fill a void left by potentially Kawhi Leonard. If Kawhi Leonard does not sign that big-time max contract, and we all think that he ain't going to do that. So, interesting little storyline here, not only right now, but also for next offseason. Keep in mind, big-time free agents next year. Klay Thompson. Jimmy Butler could opt out and become a free agent. Kyrie Irving, Kawhi Leonard, the list goes on. So, keep this storyline in mind, not just for now, but for the next year as well. All right, folks. Charles Oakley is back in trouble again. Can you believe it? So TMZ Sports reported Oakley was arrested Sunday for allegedly being caught on camera cheating at the Cosmopolitan of Las Vegas. And it ain't a good look. So Oakley tried to remove a $100 chip from a wager after realizing he was going to lose. So just imagine, all right, you realize you got like an ace high and somebody has a pair and you just go low-key grab the chip and just do one of these and maybe just put it in your pocket and you're good. Now, a source close to Oakley, the head coach of the Killer Threes in the Big Three Basketball League, told TMZ it's, quote, an insignificant matter that will be quickly resolved. Now, this is not the first run-in for Charles Oakley. You may recall that whole courtside fight back in February of 2017. He was caught arguing and shoving several men at a Knicks game. The Knicks eventually released a statement saying they had hoped Oakley would get some help, and here he is getting in trouble again. Clearly, he did not get the help he desperately needs at this point. So kind of an awkward situation here for Charles Oakley, back in trouble yet again. We'll see what happens going forward, but sounds like it's an insignificant matter, and he may just be okay, and charges could be dropped or whatever. It seems like it's a pretty small case compared to what we just showed you on screen there, actually assaulting people, you know, just stealing a chip away. I don't think that's a major deal, but we'll see what happens there. All right, you guys are watching the Cam Rogers Show on this Friday morning. We are presented by AutoList. Are you looking for a new or used car out there and you're tired of browsing a million sites? Go to Autolist.com. Get it done today. You can search the largest source of inventory on the web or download their top-rated mobile app for iPhone or Android. All right, folks, I am Cam Rogers. Hit me up on Twitter at Mr. Rogers99 for all your NBA news, rumors, NFL insight, and so much more. Hit me up on Twitter at Mr. Rogers99. You see it below my name and also at the bottom of your screen. Trying to catch up to Harris Rubenstein here in my follower count, so help me out. You can, double tap, get out of the app, go on to Twitter, follow me, come back into YouTube. You can watch me. All right, let's continue along here with the latest NBA rumors here. So Kevin Durant, how about this? The Knicks may reportedly make a pitch to him to come on over when he becomes a free agent in 2019. This according to Bleacher Report, in that New York is preparing some sort of pitch if KD opts out of his contract with the Warriors and does become a free agent. Now, Zach Lowe of ESPN said people close to Durant aren't sure if he would consider the New York Knicks. Now, Lowe added, quote, "You're kidding yourselves if you don't think New York will try to sign him." Now, I firmly believe that New York will at least make an attempt at this. But to believe that Kevin Durant is going to leave the Golden State Warriors, I think is a little insane to go play for the New York Knicks, a team that maybe is a couple of years away here. So, hey, New York's going to try, and, every team has a right to try, of course, and we first have to realize that Kevin Durant has to opt out of that contract with the Warriors, and then the Knicks can, engage on this whole recruiting. Now, the Knicks didn't qualify for the playoffs last season, could miss them again this season because of Kristaps' ACL recovery. A lot of uncertainty in terms of his return date with that, but I did mention earlier, I think the Knicks could make some free agency splashes this offseason. ESPN's Ian Begley reported Kyrie Irving may actually consider the Knicks during free agency next summer. This ain't coming from me. This is coming from ESPN. I'm just telling you what the rumors are out there. Now, Joe Crowley of the Chicago Sun-Times said that Jimmy Butler and Irving are, quote, still trying to figure out a way to play together. And that could involve the New York Knicks. So any combo of Durant, Irving, Kyrie, plus a healthy Kristaps, watch out for the New York Knicks next season. They could be the splashy team next year, where we're right here on these airwaves reporting these crazy signings. So keep an eye on New York. All right, let's go to the next headline here. How about Marcus Smart? He is still mulling his decision. Now, Nesson reports Celtics guard Smart appears to be at a standstill in terms of signing a new contract. Now, the Boston Herald provided an update on Smart's contract situation, saying sources say this may drag on for quite a while, also adding Smart is determined his worth to be more than what is out there in this summer's market, and the Celtics are in no rush to bid against themselves. And why would they be in a rush? Of course, they extended that $6 million qualifying offer, and Smart could sign that one-year deal and then return next summer as an unrestricted free agent. So Smart hasn't been able to really work out an offer sheet within his desired range. He's willing to sign for less than $15 million per season, but no team has offered him an offer sheet in that range. So he's going to continue to talk with teams. He's been in dialogues with some 4 teams, according to reports. I think the Knicks have been included in all that. But Marcus Smart is doing his, shall we say, due diligence as we stand right now, seeing what's out there, seeing what the market is at this juncture. And Smart, he's a good player. Really good effort guy, good defender, good locker room guy, doesn't blow you away with the stats. But I think what I said on my last episode is a good way to characterize Marcus Smart. He's that last piece to a championship puzzle. And if he decides to go to the Knicks or the Kings or some rando team that is not going to contend next year, I think that might be a mistake for Mr. Marcus Smart. All right, next up on the list here, the Cavs almost drafted this guy, Luka Doncic. So Cleveland.com's Joe Vardon reported the Cavs were offered the chance to trade up to the number 3 pick with the Atlanta Hawks. Now, Vardon says the deal involved the Cavs getting Kent Bazemore, and the Cavs could have drafted Luka Doncic at that third slot. Now, the Hawks, of course, ended up trading that number 3 pick with the Mavs. The Mavs got Luka Doncic. The Hawks ended up getting Trae Young. And the Cavs ended up drafting Alabama point guard Colin Sexton with that number 8 overall pick. It was reported, by the way, that LeBron James, or at least the LeBron James camp, was a big fan of that drafting of Colin Sexton. So now it begs the question, who will have the better career, Colin Sexton or Luka Doncic? Why don't you guys type in the comments section right now? Type S for Sexton, type D for Doncic. So Doncic goes to the Dallas Mavericks at number 3 overall. Colin Sexton goes to the Cleveland Cavaliers at number 8 overall. So a couple of top 10 picks. We'll see which one pans out better in their careers, but we want you guys weighing in. Seeing a lot of D's right now, a couple of S's as well, and they're flowing in rapid fire at this juncture. Fap It Now just did a bunch of D's at once. So everybody's weighing in. We want you guys chiming in with your thoughts on this one. All right, finally, still talking Cavs here. Are they trading Kevin Love? So Brian Windhorst provided a little update last night saying, quote, I think the Cavs would trade Kevin Love and Kyle Korver, but aren't out there peppering teams for trade offers. He went on to say, I don't think the Cavs want to trade them. It's just that they aren't untouchable. The only untouchable is Colin Sexton. So what did Brian Windhorst really say? Yeah, the Cavs will listen to offers, but it's not like they're out there trying to actively shop Kevin Love. An NFL comparison was the rumors surrounding Odell Beckham Jr., right? The Giants were listening to trade offers, but they weren't actively shopping Odell. Similar situation with Kevin Love. I don't think the Cleveland Cavaliers are sending out calls to league executives right now saying, hey, what are you willing to give up for Kevin Love? So it's kind of a similar situation. And it's like in fantasy football or in any fantasy sport, you guys listen to trade offers, right? I mean, why wouldn't you? You're not just going to shut down your phone and be like, no, I don't want to hear from you. So it's one of those deals where the Cavs are like, yeah, we'll keep our ears open, if you will, but we still see Kevin Love in our long-term plans. And I understand that. Now, Love is owed $24.1 million next season with a player option for next year at $25.6 million. That's a lot of money, and yeah, he could be the top guy on that team next season. And if he is, it could lead for a lucrative deal for Kevin Love going forward. So we'll see how his stock kind of pans out, but this is a big-time season for Mr. Love with no LeBron James around.